Okay, you guys, round two of being in the airport again. Um, I am back. Um, I was going to try to log again last night, but y'all, it was just too hard. Like literally, we ended up deplaning. Flight was canceled, and they booked us at a hotel in downtown Copacabana. I said it in the cab ride video, but there was a line and a big commotion at the hotel. Didn't end up actually getting checked into the room until like maybe like 4 a.m. So by 4, almost 4:30 a.m. ended up getting into the hotel, and um, I was so tired. I literally only had enough energy to like charge my phone and go to sleep. And then I woke up. I properly woke up by like 12, and I took a shower and I walked to this store that was like 5 minutes from the hotel downtown Copacabana to like buy some clothes because I was totally out of clothes. So I bought a airport outfit for today, and I'm just waiting for the flight. So y'all, sidebar, before we deplaned, I ended up talking to this guy, well, this older man. He was super talkative. He talked to me like the entire time we were waiting, and you guys, like, I know like people talk bad about Lipstick Alley, but Lipstick Alley is really like full of a lot of gems when it comes to like tips about meeting men. And one thing they always said is like one of the best places to meet men with a lot of money is at the airport. And I've always felt that was true, just because there's so many different types of people passing through and, traveling on business and stuff like that. And so I met this guy, and he's Persian. He's much older. Like, this man is old enough to be my grandfather, um, which also kind of makes him the perfect target, but whatever. But he's from the Maryland area. He lives in Potomac. He showed me his house. He has like this estate. It's like on the water. Like, it's so nice. And he was saying how he comes to, this is his sixth time in Brazil. He comes twice a year because he's a part of like this dancing thing. Like, he does this dance called the Zouk, and I had never heard of it before. Like, I was like, "Oh, did you come to dance to samba?" And he's like, "No, I go around the world and I like just do this dance." And like, he was like, "Yeah, like I'll go to these clubs and we'll dance." And y'all, the women, the women that this guy has like around him, they are so freaking beautiful. Like, he showed me this one woman, and I thought she was Brazilian because that's how she looked. Like, she had like the brown, really rich tan skin. Um, like, she could have been biracial or just like black with like long curly hair, and really really nice body. He was like, "Oh no, she's American. She's from Maryland too," and she was young. And she was like, "Oh yeah, like she got married." But y'all, why this woman? So she lives in Brazil because she's a dancer. She lives in Brazil portion of the year, and then she comes back to Maryland to spend time with like her family, like her mom. And whenever she comes back to the States, she stays at this guy's house. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, I was just like, damn, like, that's really wild. Like, I'm like, there has to be something going on there. Like, he was showing me videos of her, like, jumping into his lake. Um, she was super, super fit, too. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, like, this is my friend." And he would just be showing me these women. He's like, "Oh yeah, like, when I come and I travel to different cities, I hire a manager, and I hire the manager to handle all of my business, like to book my cars and to book the dances and to book the restaurants and just have me all straight, so like I don't ever have to worry about being targeted because he was like, the women in Brazil are very aggressive. They see a man by himself walking or traveling solo, they'll link arms with you and be like, oh, so where are we going to dinner tonight? And he was just like saying that like he knows that like it could be just dangerous, so he always hires a manager. The managers that he was showing me that he hires, y'all, all like young, beautiful women. This one woman, this last one that's been helping him the last 10 days when he was in Brazil, he was paying her the equivalent of USD $300 a day, which is a lot of money for them. Like for, I'm sorry, no, 100. It was 300 of the Brazilian dollars a day. So the reais. So it was only $80 a day for him, but for her it was 300 of their money. And that was the rate that she said. Like he showed me their whole WhatsApp conversation. Like, y'all, this man, I wonder what his sign was, because he has to be like a Leo or something, because he was really showing off. Like, he's talking about his watch. He was showing me like just different pictures of places that he's been, um, different events that he's thrown. He showed me his house. He was saying he had to get back for this football game that he's hosting, and he was showing me how the last game that they were doing with the Commanders, he was showing me videos of like him and his son at his house, and it was so lavish, you guys. Oh my god, it was like so amazing. I was like, oh my god, like, you know he's definitely like the type of person, like when you're talking about the perfect target, he is literally like the perfect target. Like, I'm not looking to engage in any kind of like sugar daddy situation at the moment, but if I was, y'all. And it's funny because so I follow this other channel. Um, on my other channel, I follow this other channel called Sugar Divinity or something like that. Lola Divinity Sugar or something like that. And she lives a portion of the year in DR, and another portion of the year she lives in the United States. And she's been in like the sugar ring community for many years, and she has like her set, SDs that she deals with. And um, you know, she makes a lot of great informative videos about like freestyling. And I noticed that like with her, like she just always rolls solo, like she's always solo, but she always has just like this slew of guys like just dedicating themselves to her. And like she was talking about how she had met this Dominican politician, and how like the last time that she had arrived back in DR, that like, you know, I don't know, she got like the executive service, she got the car service, she got to exit through a certain entrance, she got picked up. When she got picked up, there was a bouquet of flowers, she got courted off to dinner. Like, it was just like the works. And, you know, I feel like sometimes when you talk about these kind of things to people, um, like vanilla people, they either don't believe it, or they think, well, you must be prostituting, or you must be doing something or giving something up. And it's like, not necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just about providing the companionship. Like, with this guy, I could tell that he just really likes to talk about his life, and he likes people to listen. And you guys, I'm a really good listener. And I feel like, in the next phase of my life, like what I'm going to be doing is tapping into that aspect of like filling that void for people, of being like a good listener, and just seeing where that takes me. Because there are so many people that don't feel heard or understood, and when you give them that attention that they really don't normally get, or like you don't, they don't get to experience that, they can become addicted to it. I think, especially like older people, because I feel like older people are seen as invisible, or like they don't want to talk to you, right? And but it's so funny, you guys, because like in the first woman, so he had talked to this other woman, back to the guy, so he had talked to this other woman on the plane, and um, that woman was like totally disinterested in him. And mind you, she was a little bit more age appropriate. Like she was maybe like late 40s ish, really nice, put together, fit. But she was just totally like turned off by him. I heard him ask her if she wanted to see his dancing videos, and she was like no. And it's just funny to me because it's like there you kind of get to understand why certain people miss the mark, um, why certain people miss the mark on like what they could potentially get, because they're so caught up in like the exterior, like, oh, this is some old man, I don't want some old man talking to you. But it's like, this is not just some old man, like this is a man that like owns multiple apartment buildings, um, owns his own data center, owns multiple, like a full chain of restaurants in the DC metropolitan area. You know what I mean? Like, girl, I was Googling. Okay, I just realized I call you guys girl again. Uh, who cares? This is my other channel is very women centered, so this one probably will be too. But um, when you do your Googles on somebody, you find out, okay, like this person is like legit. You know what I mean? Like this person is who they're talking of, who they say they are. They are who they say they are. It kind of makes you reflect, like, okay, like this is worth my time. And I think that those kinds of men also realize that, like, they realize time is money. Like they realize, like, okay, like, why waste this person's time? Let me let her know from the jump, like, I'm about it, like I'm legit, and it's not a waste of time to talk to me. Because there are some guys that are just old and creepy, and they are not gonna have anything to offer you, right? But then there are others who is like, okay, you are somebody that would be good to know. Now the only thing about him is like, I would never let him like totally um, absorb all of my time, if that makes sense. Like um, it would have to be a meaning to the conversation or leading somewhere. You know what I mean? It would have to be somehow like benefiting. It would have to be some sort of benefit that I'm getting out of it at the end of the day. But yeah, yesterday was just like collecting information. I don't know, we'll see. Like honestly, he's someone that like when I get back home, if he were to hit me up and be like, oh, like invite me out for dancing or dinner, like I probably would do it. Um, you know what I mean? But I just definitely wouldn't do anything with him. But yeah, you guys, that was the night. Um, that's actually not what I wanted to make a video about, but I just forgot to go over that last night because I was so tired. The plane is leaving at 7:30 today. Today is Saturday. So we'll be getting back home in the morning around like 9 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna make another video about what I actually was supposed to talk about before my phone dies again.